You're listening to A Midlife Less Ordinary, the weekly podcast giving you the lowdown on becoming a cool older dude. The good times are not a faded memory. It's time to start living them again. And here are your hosts, Wayne and Trev.
Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome to another Midlife Less Ordinary even. And thanks, Trev. I'm still Wayne, and Trev's here.
I am here as always.
And today,
your co-host.
And we're here today to do an episode entitled "Dancing in the." I was going to sing it in, but "Dancing in the Midlife."
Sing it,
that's not good. "Dancing in the Midlife," and Trev's going to explain that title to you.
Well, it comes from one of my favourite, my favourite band, Thin Lizzy. Probably their funkiest tune. Like we're the funkiest duo podcast-wise, I would have thought.
And it's been re-released a few times, isn't it, Trev?
Yeah, not for the better, I don't think.
No, I don't think we'll definitely not go there. I'll definitely upset you if that's the case. I don't want to upset you because you're.
All I can hear is that awful version.
You're the talent.
Actually, in my mind, which isn't great. When we're going to do a cool music one now, I can't even think of their name. I don't want to.
No, you don't want to think of it. It's fine. But we'll get to that actually, because today's episode is basically music tastes and how and why should you be listening to a certain genre when you get to a certain age. Obviously, as always, this is our opinion. You don't have to take any of our opinions to heart. It's meant to be fun.
It's all a bit of light-heartedness, isn't it?
Exactly, Trev. We're just here to say what we think is not cool and what we hope you'll join us on this journey. So, Trev, you've, as we've mentioned before, you've been into music since you were single-digit age. How did it start? How did your love of music?
Mine, well, music's always been in the family. I don't mean performing. I mean, family have always listened to music. My dad was an old school rockabilly, so he liked all sort of Eddie Cochran, Jerry Lewis, all that kind of thing. So that was about. But I think the biggest influence was my older brother. He's 9 years older than me, and he was a big rock fan. Obviously, we're talking of in the 70s, sort of heavy metal and heavy rock. So growing up, all I heard coming out of his bedroom were bands like Thin Lizzy, Rush, Motorhead, all those kind of bands, Mountain, Rory Gallagher. So it was never forced on me, but when you've got it banging out the bedroom next to you, you're going to take to it.
Did you like it straight away, Trev?
Yeah, I did. I can't remember not liking it. Obviously, you tend to look up to your older brother or an older sibling. So I thought it was cool because, but then again, in those days, that was the fashion to have long hair and to like those bands. It wasn't like an anti-fashion, like it become when I was a bit older and I was into it.
Yes.
Because I remember, like, even when I was at senior school, I was still into rock music, but I went through a phase where I was trying to be cool and listen to like soul and that, because all the guys at senior school, when me and you were first there, a lot of them were into hip hop and stuff, weren't they?
That's right, yeah.
And I still like a lot of that because that rubbed off on me as well.
Yeah.
So you couldn't help but to be honest, music wise, I think is you can't force yourself to like, because I tried to get into a bit of soul music. I thought when I was 13, 14, which is obviously when you're thinking about like the opposite sex, because no one really liked rock music and heavy metal at my school, I think I was the only kid in our year that was really into it, that you were going to get a girlfriend. And at that age, that was so important. So I thought by liking different soul music and that...
Are we talking Luther Vandross here? Or?
Yeah, that kind of thing, you know, like the Pet Shop Boys.
Pet Shop Boys? What's that?
Yeah, I did have an album by them. I remember Prince as well.
Yeah.
I quite liked Prince, which is, again, that's no disaster because Prince was ever so good. But you want to be more accepted by, you know, because when you're a kid and you're younger like that, you don't really want to stand out that much sometimes.
You want to fit in, obviously, yeah.
You want to be part of the cool crowd. And although it never has really bothered me, it was more the female side of it.
Yes.
If that made sense.
You wanted something in common with them. Really.
And then it slowly comes back round to you and you just find out that you don't actually like that kind of thing. And I just started getting through bands like U2 and The Police, Simple Minds. Then I started listening to Rush again and Genesis. I still like a lot of early prog rock now. And then it went full circle, and then obviously I got back into Iron Maiden and that. But as a kid, I was just a full-on metalhead. Iron Maiden, I worshipped when I was 10, 11. I was absolutely Iron Maiden mad, really was.
And that's saying something, Trev. I mean, you did used to have the badges and you looked the part when I was 11. I didn't understand it, if I'm being honest. I was like, how's somebody got to love these bands, you know, at this age?
I've always seen music as my main lifestyle. It's changed the way I've looked, the way I've behaved, my whole social life. It's never been something that I've just has been in the background.
Yes.
I think music has been the main moulding of me, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I was never, as they used to call it, a weekend rocker where you'd work at NatWest during the, nothing wrong with working at NatWest. It's probably a good job, but
there are other banks available. Yeah.
Oh, are they really? Yeah. So, old Santander, like I am. Yeah. But and I never was one to kind of be that guy. Then at weekends, get the leather jacket out and wear it, And and the guys I knocked about with were into it full on. It was like a lifestyle, which I think a lot of people are still now.
Did you help drive? I mean, obviously you was true to it all through school, and you went into sixth form at the school we used to attend. So, and then obviously a few of the guys were into that genre, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The guy I was in a band with, Neil, he was into. I think Queen were a big influence, because obviously Queen were a major hard rock band in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then obviously they changed a lot, like other bands do and grow, like Rush did, and different sounding. I think one of the biggest things for a lot of kids who are into rock music, was when a Kind of Magic come out, because you had the Highlander movie,
of course,
with the soundtrack for that. That was a big thing, wasn't it? I think even yourself.
Oh, that got me, listening to Queen more. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, and then obviously from Queen you sort of progress into maybe a bit of Iron Maiden, a bit of Def Leppard, and then once and to be honest with music is there to be explored. When you used to get albums like vinyl when I was a kid, the good thing about actually owning vinyl or CD, you had the booklet where you could look at it and you'd see what band they'd played with or what bands they'd thanked, so you'd listen to them. Yes. And that was how it grew. I don't know how kids do that now. I don't know if they go on, I suppose they go on their website or a YouTube link and find it from there. But you'd sit in your bedroom and you'd listen to it, and you'd be sitting there looking at the artwork on the album cover and the special thanks and stuff. So that would give you an inkling of what to listen to as well. That was great. I thought that was, and I feel a bit sorry that it's become a bit too disposable now, but that's another episode that we might be able to
definitely
discuss that, technology and stuff.
You used to spend many a Saturday in a record shop flicking through albums, Trev, didn't you? Loved it.
Yeah, loved it. The bargain bin, getting cheap 12-inch singles. Yeah, it was brilliant. It really was. And, there used to be special record shops in London that just did heavy metal and heavy rock albums.
Did you used to go to London then?
Yeah, there was a shop called Shades. I used to go with my cousin and other guys I knocked about with. It was brilliant. Shades was great. You get bands turn up there to sign stuff, because they play like Hammersmith, which was a big venue in heavy metal those years. Still is now, but it's called, I think it's the O2 now, the O2 Apollo, isn't it?
I think
you'd get bands play there with the marquee. And then during the day before they played in the evening, they'd go and sign albums in Shades, and you'd queue up outside. Yeah, it was a big thing. It was a lifestyle. So it really was.
You because you've lived that, Trev, and you obviously I saw, when I bumped into you in your early 20s, your taste of music has evolved quite vastly since then.
I think it has to. I think you can't. To be honest, like heavy metal and heavy rock has always been seen as same as like early rap music and punk. It's always seen as quite an angry form of music, like aggressive. Yeah. And I think as you get a bit older, you're just got nothing to be that angry about. I know obviously there probably is, but you don't, without sounding like a cliche, I'm not saying like being mellow, but you do, I think. And because a lot of the bands my brother listened to, like the southern rock bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd and ZZ Top, who are a massive fan of both of those, the next step from there, and which is really what I've listened to now, and I know you're quite a big fan as well, is a lot of the sort of country outlaw rock.
I love it, yeah.
That's become the thing and it seems to be quite fashionable at the moment.
Yes.
Which is good. I think that's down to sort of rock radio, like classic rock and stuff. You know, rock music, I think when we were kids, there used to be kind of, you had your kiddie rock or your kiddie music, and then you had what your dad listened to.
Yeah.
But I think whether we've just become those dads, like with the sort of driving albums, if that makes sense, you know,
Yes.
or the get dad this for Father's Day, and it's got Boston on it and it's got Eric Clapton, but maybe that's
Power Station.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Power Station. Yeah, we were talking about them earlier, weren't we? Yeah. Good band, to be honest.
No, it's good. Yeah,
underrated. Yeah. But that's the thing as well. I think maybe because you've liked every kind of genre of music, haven't you?
I would say, you know, rather than yourself, who's been into proper artists your whole life, I've been followed the generic path of pop music, and then getting.
Do you think that's because you didn't have a real influence?
Exactly. I'm the oldest, you know, out of my family. I told you there was no influence there. My dad, we didn't really.
You weren't older than your dad, though, were you?
No, well, not quite. No, he was very young when he had me, but he didn't even have a record player. So we did, you know, it was limited to Top of the Pops and what's put in front of you, basically.
Yeah. See, you missed that Top of the Pops, I think. I can't believe. I know you've got channels for music and stuff, but
it's
you've
not the
got
same. We all sat in front of it, didn't we, on a Thursday night?
It was, you know, watching like Frankie Goes to Hollywood on there, doing Relax, and I was sitting there thinking, he just said the C word, and like my parents didn't get it, and I was like, this is what I'm saying. There's no music for the masses now. I think it's good that there's so many.
It's more fragmented, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But,
or you've got the super bands, the kind of teeny bop kind of manufactured stuff, and then you've got all the other genres, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was the thing with Top of the Pops. It was just on.
We talked about it the next day, didn't we? Did you see Top of the Pops last night? I'm never watching the same channel as you now on anything, are we? Unless you tell me to watch a film and it's on Netflix.
Don't get me wrong.
There are other ones available.
It's amazing that there is loads of different things and loads of different choices, but I think it waters it all down. I think sometimes you can just what's on, and that sticks with you. That's the reason I think guys, people of our age, guys and women, guys and girls, remember so much from my era because there wasn't much of it about. So we had to. That's what you all watched and that you all listened to. So it does. Yeah, it does. There's a sort of bond there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
We've experienced that all the time.
Making remix tapes out of your dual cassette deck of all the Top of the Pops music.
I used to listen to the Friday Rock Show. It was on like from midnight till 2, I think, or like 10
in your teens.
2. Yeah. And I used to tape them all on like my sort of big old cassette recorder, and they used to do live bits from Reading Festival and the Monsters of Rock, and you'd tape them and then you'd listen to. I remember staying up one night because Metallica were on there, and it was just as Justice for All was coming out, the album after Cliff Burton had died, Monster of Puppets, and they were talking, and they played Harvester of Sorrow for the first time, and like, you know, the next day I didn't stop listening to it. I just kept taking the tape back, but that was part of the beauty of it. It was great. You know, but one of the things I think was a big influence on us, and I would have thought you with the sort of Billy Idol.
I was going to say punk music. I was influenced by.
Yeah, you were a big into sort. It was MTV.
Yeah, it was the MTV generation. The videos,
was incredible. I lived it. I could have watched when I was between the age of sort of 15 to 25. I could just leave MTV on 24 hours a day, and it was just brilliant. It just had it had every genre of music. Covered on.
And the videos were so much money had gone into it. Yeah,
exactly. They were. It was just, and I think the last time, definitely. You know, I think the last time, we've only got to look at the November Rain video, haven't you? By Guns N' Roses.
Yes,
it's just like a mini movie. They must have spent so much money on it. I think the last time I really thought MTV was relevant music video wise was when the Beastie Boys released the Sabotage video.
Yeah.
I think that was the breaking of it. That was when that video come out. That was it. I don't remember there being any really good. Because again, where do you see music videos now? Unless you watch them on YouTube, you don't.
No, exactly. Yeah. I sometimes Google Chris Isaak Wicked Game just because I don't know why.
That's a good song.
It is a good song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they had. But even on Channel 4. There was like the chart show on a Saturday morning, wasn't it?
Yes.
So they had different charts for different genres of music.
Yes, that's right.
So you might get a snippet of a Motley Crue video on there.
Were Channel 4 quite influential in the 80s?
Very big. Well, you had the Tube.
The Tube, I was going to say.
The Tube was when we were really young. And I only really know about that because my brother would watched it. And they had some massive acts on it. Thin Lizzy were on it. Wow. ZZ Top were on it. The Police were on it. There was like massive acts. I think our 20s years, I think the one that was there was The Word, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
because they had like Nirvana were on there, Corrosion of Conformity were on there, Sepultura.
Was that Amanda de Cadenet and all them?
It was, and Terry Christian.
Terry Christian, that's right.
And they did some really bizarre things. But music-wise, keeping on that topic, they had some really, really good bands on there. Faith No More were on there.
Well,
so yeah, you had all this really diverse music that because it was on late, you could. Rage Against the Machine were on there. I remember trying to get tickets to go. I think it was when Corrosion Conformity were on, because I'd seen Corrosion Conformity at the Marquee or somewhere quite small.
Yeah.
The night before, and then because they were touring, they played. They used to get that. But yeah, so MTV was a big thing going back to that, wasn't it, for us?
Oh, it influenced me.
If you could afford to have a satellite, yeah.
I mean, I
really could.
I love Billy Idol. I had some friends who were punk rockers. They obviously like Generation X and The Clash, and and I was influenced slightly. And then I saw these MTV videos with motorbikes smashing through windows in a church and rebellious, and I'm angry like every other teenager.
Mind Warp,
that kind of, and I loved it, and I was obsessed. And that's when you start having the hairstyles different, and
exactly, influence your life.
It does, changes you as a person.
I will be very controversial here, and by all means, leave a message on our website, little blue microphone button. But I like a lot of punk, Black Flag and the Ramones. But one punk band I don't like at all, the Clash.
Why is that? Because the commercial.
I just never got it. I don't know. I just never got them. I just don't see it. I just really don't. I know people love them, but I just do not see it. It's really weird, isn't it? I just don't see it with the Clash.
I see them as kind of like the kind of madness of punk rock, if you like. It kind of, they're fun, Yeah,
I've never really understood reggae. I've never been a big reggae fan. I know you kind of like more the commercial stuff, like you before, don't you?
Yes, but that was because I used to look like him more than anything else. And
you did look like him, you're right. Yeah, you were. You're a dead ringer for him, mate. That was, And
he used to do me well in them days, so I thought, I better get to know the music. I can take advantage.
Yeah, he was.
Not that I would do that, obviously.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, obviously, no. But yeah, that was. But yeah, going to gigs as well was a massive thing. We cover that in the next episode. I believe we're doing gigs and stuff.
We are. Yes. So, so your music in your 20s, Trev, you've gone through your angry stage kind of thing. You stopped wearing the studded wrist coverings.
Heavy metal kind of changed and hard rock because obviously it was the grunge thing. I was in a couple of bands, and our guitarist, whose dad was American, he went over to America with his girlfriend. I remember him bringing me a Mother Love Bone album and a Pearl Jam album, the first Pearl Jam album back. So we were listening to sort of the sort of grunge bands before it was mainstream, Soundgarden, Louder Than Love, and that changed heavy rock and heavy metal because it wasn't leather and studs anymore. It was cardigans and moleskin cargo shoes and Converse. It changed it completely, and that was really the sort of dawn of the alternative rock, like Tool and Nine Inch Nails and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think when you're into rock music as a genre as a kid, and you're into it, you follow it all the way through. So you go from liking sort of heavy metal and thrash metal, then you kind of get into the biker rock of the Cult. I was really into the Cult and the AC/DC, and then obviously the grunge era, and then you get industrial. There's such a lot of different genres in rock music, and then obviously there's like when I was in my early 20s and mid 20s, there was a sort of stoner rock of Caius. Everything. You can never get bored with music.
How do you still keep in, Trev, with it? Because I noticed that even though now your genre of music has changed, which we'll get to in a minute, and right round, you still keep it. Is it magazines? You keep in with what's going on? I
still get a couple of magazines. I still get classic rock. I don't get sort of Kerrang. Kerrang was the Bible back in the day.
Yeah.
But obviously now that's more for early sort of late teens and that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really, they still have a bit in, but no, I've stopped getting that because you do that. Again, you have to kind of go with this is what we were going to talk about. You have to sort of go with what your age. You don't want to be that 40-year-old, 50. It's up to you. You can, if you want to say, don't take it seriously, but I just don't think it's very cool. A 50-year-old sort of dancing around to some of the new bands today.
Well, like Little Mix or something.
Well, yeah, we do know people that like it.
But I think you're talking about more like Linkin Park and
still, even they're kind of known as classic to a lot of younger guys and younger people.
I did like Linkin Park in my 30s. Did you think I'd gone a bit mental?
Yeah, because we saw them at Download, didn't we? You came.
I did like them. I did go for a stage.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my thing. No. But I completely understood it. No, what I'm talking about is like the kind of baby metal and stuff. You know, it's all a bit of a good laugh, but you know, really, if a person's like a guy in his 50s listening to baby metal, well, what's that about? I don't get that. But then that's up to the individual, I suppose. Yeah. You know?
Is there plenty of people that are doing that then, Trev, listening to that genre?
Well, I think I don't go to a lot of the kind of download festivals and stuff anymore. I go to, well, you've been to quite a few of them with us. We go to the sort of smaller ones like Black Deer and I wouldn't say smaller, Rambling Man. And then the demographic you get there is obviously an older person.
Yes.
Because, you know, but I never thought, unless when I was young, I just didn't see it, but it is cool now to like music when you are older. It's not just a sort of thing that young people listen to anymore, because you've got like Classic Rock magazine, you've got Planet Rock on the radio. There is a sort of demographic of 35 to 60-year-olds that can still think it's cool to listen to hear UFO on the radio and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think they're helping with this sort of country outlaw southern rock thing, because you've got a lot of bands like Cadillac Free, Blackberry Smoke, the Allman Brothers are still played on there. This is it. I think that's opening a new...
There seems to be a decisive kind of break now between the kind of download kind of group of people that go, the younger generation. And obviously, I'm sure you'd go to down if somebody was there, if Lizzie were there or something. Exactly. You'd go.
I was very tempted. I was very tempted last year because the Friday was great. Like, I think 3 of my favourite bands were on there. I know I was really into a band when I was younger called Tesla, and they were playing on it early on the main stage. Blackberry Smoke, who I really like, were on, and one of probably my favourite band of the last 20 years, Clutch, were playing after Blackberry Smoke.
Wow.
So it was like the ultimate thing. But again, where we live, it's quite a distance to travel for one day and then to come home and that. Don't get me wrong, if it had been it would have been close if it would have been at Milton Keynes, like some of the Big Day Out, the Metallica stuff, then I would have gone, no trouble at all. I've got no problem with the festival, just that
we're not going to be living in a tent these days, are we, with people weeing all over your tent? And
don't get me wrong, I really admire people of our age that do that, because there is a lot of people. You still go to download. There's a lot of people older there that go, but no, it's not for me. I don't think it's for you either, is it?
There's plenty for us to go to where we feel comfortable, isn't there? I mean,
exactly.
To be honest, I mean, I know we're talking about festivals and gigs next week, but I mean, the amount of bands we don't actually listen to when we go, oh yeah, we'll go to that. ZZ Top or on this. We never listen to them. We're rolling around in the grass, drunk.
I think that's just a point of getting out and having a good time.
It is, yeah.
The trouble is, if you kind of if you become, and again, I'm not having a pop at it, it's just not for me and it's not for you, but if you're one of those people that's got like an itinerary of rock, you're ticking off bands, you're worrying about, it's like going on holiday and worrying about doing this and this and this. The idea
you won't enjoy it.
Go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, you stumble at a festival, you stumble across loads of bands that you never dreamed that you'd listen to or even give the time of day to. I think actually they're quite good.
Yeah.
So there's but don't put yourself under pressure trying to run around from stage to stage to catch these and that and this and that. By all means, if they're your favourite band or you really like them, by all means.
Follow our example. Pay 150 quid to go and then don't watch anything.
See nothing.
Yeah, just spend another 100 quid on beer in a day. It's great.
Just roll about.
Good value to be had.
Yeah, exactly.
But I loved every single one.
People say, what bands are the best?
Yeah.
Because there used to be people back in the day, and I understand journalists have got to do it, but would know the track list
Oh dear.
Christ, I'd be lucky if they turned up on stage. I'd be so drunk. I wouldn't even know. Like, I remember when we saw ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Rambling Man.
I can't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. All I remember was their intro.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was lucky enough.
I'm lucky to see him at Wembley.
But,
yeah, I'm glad I saw him at Wembley before. Yeah.
But yeah, we did. I just remember like standing in this field and hearing the kind of percussion of their intro, and hearing like, and that was it. Next minute we were standing.
It's because they're headlining. It's too late in the day. We've been drinking all day in the sun.
To be honest, when I was younger, I don't think I ever saw many headliners because I've had enough of this. I'm going back and so you'd miss like Whitesnake and AC/DC for the 5th, 6th time. If it was Iron Maiden, then I'd always see a bit.
You'd make an effort, but I'm glad it's not only me that's making you miss these things, Trev.
No.
But no, that didn't sound very sincere, Trev. But I've got something for you. I don't know, we didn't do it last week, but I've got a little surprise. We were bringing back Test Trev for this week, and I'm not going to.
I don't mind having a go at this.
Well, this is
on this subject.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you your little intro just to get you in the mood, and then we'll talk about what it is.
Good.
And there we go. There's some metal to get you in the zone.
And yes, I'm comfortable now.
I've got
rocking now, as they say, rocking.
We've got 4 questions on Thin Lizzy. Now,
really,
you have.
Don't embarrass me.
Now you know it. I'm not being funny. You visited his grave. You've spoke to his mum, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So there's no pressure here at all. No. I would expect you to know the answers to these. These are actually multiple choice questions. Now, I'm going to ask you. Right. Do you want me to give you the multiple choice answers, or do you want to try and guess it without having them, or do you want to have a go at the first one and see how you get on?
Let me have a go at the first one, because that's like having a go at someone on a quiz show when they say, well, do you want to gamble the £800 for $4,000?
There's no money involved here, Trev. No, you're not going to get rich out of this.
No, exactly.
Okay, I'll give you the first one.
Give us the first one.
All right. Which band opened for Thin Lizzy at the first ever Slane concert in Ireland in 1981?
Something tells me it's U2.
Do you want me to go through the options just to go, or would you like to stick with that and look really clever or really not clever, whichever way you think it might go?
For some reason, it's either U2 or the Boomtown Rats.
I've helped you too much in the past, Trev, with this, and I'm not going to do it anymore because you're making you look good, and it's not good for me. But what do you want to go with? You pick one.
The Boomtown Rats.
No! don't do it. Go with U2.
It was U2.
Oh.
Oh, well, I said U2 first.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I've given it to you, because you've done this to me before, and I can't handle it. You say something, you said, oh, I know I'm going back in time, but the beard one. Oh, yeah, testosterone would make your beard better, but I'm going to go for wisdom teeth. And I'm like, why? You've just explained the answer.
I know. I knew it was U2, and I thought, I don't know, though. Thinking of time, and then
I think that's fair to give that to you, because you said U2 first, and if I didn't,
if I got it around the other way, it would have been different. If I said the Boomtown,
they always say go with your gut, don't they? Go with your gut.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and I have got a good gut.
You're going to know this one, I know, without telling you. What Thin Lizzy song contains the lyrics "Roll me over and turn me around"?
Cowboy song.
Yes, well done, Trev. And you say this is a multiple choice
a little
quiz.
Bit of trivia.
Yeah.
A big hair metal band back in the day, White Lion. Their lead singer, Mike Trem, who I did think I was at one point with my hair and stuff when I was in a band, but he used to listen to that every time before he went on stage.
Yeah, inspiration.
Yeah, he did. He used to put his headband on and stuff, and he would always listen to the Cowboy song by Thin Lizzy because he was so into Lizzy.
Well, thanks for that, Trev.
That's all right.
And I'm sure you were probably here, so you probably know this one.
Yeah, go on.
Who did Thin Lizzy tour with in 2004? I can give you the 4 possible answers.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I think I know, but this will mean I can just knock.
All right. Well, no, by the way you say it, it's either U2, Guns N' Roses, Deep Purple, or the Rolling Stones.
Guns N' Roses.
No!
Really? Really?
I'll give you 2 sad trombones then, just because.
Is that really?
It's Deep Purple.
Oh, Christ. Right, all right.
I thought you would have been there.
No, I know they did play with, because that was obviously the Scott Gorham Ricky Warwick one. I know they played with Guns N' Roses as well.
That's why they're included in the 4 answers, because they're trying to confuse you.
Yeah.
As I say, it's not, but we'll go on to number 4. What Thin Lizzy song hit number 1 in Ireland in 1972 to 73? Do you want the 4 possible answers? Yep. 1972, 73. Cowboy song, Whiskey in the Jar, The Boys Are Back in Town, or Do Anything You Want To? What Thin Lizzy song hit number 1 in Ireland, 1972 to 73?
Whiskey in the Jar.
Yes. Well done, Trev. That's not a bad showing at all, I don't think, seeing as you got 2 of them without the 4 possible answers. I think you've kept your dignity with that one.
I think so, yeah. How many is that 4?
That is it, Trev. You finished Test Trev, so you can relax again, get some red wine down there. And, exactly. I think 3 out of 4 is not bad. Yeah, exactly. But I like that little segment. It gets your brain working.
So, it does. Yeah. You know, we'll turn the tables when it's something.
Okay, all right.
I'll have a go, and then we'll see how you prepare.
Yeah, you'll be saying things like, "What Russian artist in 16th century?" Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks for that, Trev.
Well,
Give me the multiple choice because I'm sure to get it. Yeah,
exactly. They all sound the same.
Ujunika Bolokov, that's the one, isn't it? So up to now, Trev, we've I'm living some of your new music taste now. You know, the kind of country scene. We've been to some of the festivals. Great, I'm really digging the new music genre. It's something I can really enjoy.
It's a real kind of grower, isn't it?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, it talked to me 10 years ago, and I never would have believed I'd be listening to sort of a lot of the country I listen to now. But it's mellow, it's got a cool vibe. What I like about a lot of that kind of thing is obviously it's still a bit rock and roll. Yeah. It's still a bit badass. I think the trouble is it was kind of, when grunge come out, and don't get me wrong, it needed to kill off sort of hair metal and the bands like Dokken and Motley Crue, but there was no real rock stars anymore. And I think when people like Rob Zombie and White Zombie, you do need, it is rock and roll still. So you need to like drink a bit of whiskey, and you need to, it's an escape, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the thing. It's like, it shouldn't be, you want it, or, people, if you'd have stayed like that, you wouldn't have got folk heroes like Lemmy and stuff.
No, exactly.
Who just epitomised rock. I think the nearest one out of all of them, and I say I'm not a massive fan of them, but I know people love them. I don't dislike them. I like with the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl seems to have become this rock mecca, doesn't he? He's the nice man of rock, and I get it. And I think
it appeals to everyone, doesn't he? Yeah,
definitely needs that, because you want personalities in it. Alice Cooper and stuff. You don't. When music becomes, there's enough faceless music out there. Exactly. You need someone. I think so, for our generation anyway.
Would you say that really if I was to sum up your music taste now, I know you haven't got a particular favourite. I know you still love, all of it. But as a whole now, what you would put your name down to go and see, it'd be somebody like the Super Suckers or something.
Yeah, I really like them. The Clutch of the band.
As well, so of course, yeah.
Clutch of the band. That when they played with Thin Lizzy and Motorhead, it was like a dream come true to me. Seeing them support. The good thing and Clutch have changed a hell of a lot in since I've liked them. They were a lot kind of harder and not a punk band, but they had a bit of a punk influence. It was a lot kind of, and now they've got that kind of laid back ZZ Top bluesy feel. Blues is a big thing for me as well now. Stevie Ray Vaughan and listening to stuff like that. New bands, although they're a bit commercial, they're really good, like King. There's a Scottish band. Yeah, the whole blues thing is very emotional music. Sort of country, outlaw rock, blues rock is very emotional music. I think
Southern rock,
when you get into this age, you get a bit reflective.
Yes.
So you look back on, and I think that kind of genre of music does it very well.
I tend to agree.
I think so.
I really enjoy the gigs these days. I never feel out of place when we go to, and
I still want to go to the sort of stoner rock festivals Like, that one that we've been to a couple of times, that's really good because I like a lot of the bands from that genre. Like Desert Fest, which is a really
Desert
good
Fest
festival.
in Camden, it's great.
Yeah, you've been, haven't you?
Yeah.
It is a really good festival. But
you have people like John Garcia there, don't you? And,
exactly. Yeah, he was a big influence for me. He was a massive influence for me when I was singing in the two bands, especially the second band. I really thought I was John Garcia, and I did look like the dude a bit.
I think a few people think they're John Garcia, don't they, Trev? I think.
Oh, they do, especially in that genre. He was seen as a god in sort of stoner rock. But then he was in the biggest stoner rock band ever, really.
Exactly. So
I know, obviously, no, exactly. I know, obviously, people would argue and say it could be Fu Manchu, and the band I played with them. Was that be a Fu Manchu coming in there?
I wish I was that good that I could queue up music that quick.
There you go,
I'm having
Fu Manchu straight
technical.
away. Yeah.
We're the podcast that don't edit out the technical issues. Everyone,
Yeah,
I hope you
exactly.
noticed.
So
I couldn't even get the name of the podcast right at the start. So there you go. I could
These
edit that.
gremlins you hear are real gremlins. They're not Joe Dudley's gremlins.
It's me being a dumbass.
Gremlins.
That's all it is. But I think that brings us nicely up to the summary, Trev. So I think we'll go. So I've done that bit right. Give me some kudos. That's not a 1980s aftershave, by the way. So to summarise, exactly. It's about the same level. That'll be another episode. So to summarise, Trev, I mean, this is our opinion, and what's cool. We know what's not cool. I think you've summed it up already. Dancing around when you're in your 50s to Little Mix or Linkin Park, maybe.
It is your niece's engagement party when you've had way too much.
That's cool. No, that's funny.
Or you're dancing with your little grandniece.
Yeah,
whatever,
that's sweet.
Giving her, right, that is sweet. But if honestly, you don't want to be downloading,
taking yourself seriously, doing it.
It's not good. Music doesn't matter. Music is cool, full stop, because it's a way of expression, emotion, everything. It'll always be cool, music, but think sometimes how old you are with the music you're listening to. I know people go and see the Steps reunion. It's probably quite a good laugh. But
it's me selling my tickets now on StubHub.
Is that straight on StubHub? But is it really? Let's be honest.
Let's move with the times. Real music.
And it's the same with bands. When you see I'm going to say, I was going to mention a name of a great lead singer who is in one band I absolutely love. But again, it's the same as bands wearing certain stuff on stage. Yeah. It's like, oh, come on, lads, really? But I won't mention Paul Rodgers, but I have done.
Don't mention him, no.
But exactly. The whole bling thing. One of the funniest things, very quickly before we go in the summary, I went to see Whitesnake. Yeah. And David Coverdale, who, don't get me wrong, for his age, he looks incredible. His hair's immaculate still. And he said to the crowd, you've been with us all these years, and here's to another 20. And a bloke behind us shouted, he said, get stuffed, Dave, you'll be 85 then. Which was quite funny.
Yeah, they're on our level. I hope they're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly, it was very funny. Very funny. Made my night.
I think you've summed that up nicely.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. It's like, by all means, love what you love, but music-wise...
Be very discreet if it's not cool.
Exactly, you don't... Because, exactly. And don't wear your music taste on your sleeve, but don't go around in a little Minx T-shirt when you're 45.
So do you agree with us? Maybe not. If you don't agree with us, please go to our website. As always, it's www.amlopodcast.com. You don't even have to type. You just click on the blue icon, leave us a voicemail, and some of the best, we'll play them on the show.
Yeah, I'd love to get some feedback on this.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to cause a bit of a offence to some, but that's what we're. Not to cause offence to people, but we're here to give our opinion and just have a bit of fun along the way. So please do get involved. Leave us a message. As always, Trev, it's been a pleasure spending my time with you.
Again, this is my thing. Music is my thing.
It is your thing. Yeah, we'll be revisiting this at some point.
Yeah, I dare say. Hopefully, the next one we can do like gigs and that we've enjoyed. And the demographic of who goes to gigs and what kind of gigs next time. That'd be a great show to do.
I look forward to it, Trev.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
That's right. Thank you very much, mate.
We'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah, see you then. Ta-da.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please leave a rating and review and visit our website at www.amlopodcast.com to check out all the links and resources in the show notes. Start living them good times. See you next time.